String. Oh, there we go. There we go. Found the sound button. I'm like, why is it not registering? Oh yeah, because I muted it. like a doink. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jojo1025, your host, and we are back with Titans of Miran, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure, all done for Extra Life charity, and we are here with a new face. So, and unless you guys tuned in 2 weeks ago to see our fun little training session, um, we are going to get the ball rolling here. I do apologize about the delay, just some technical gremlins, and also the weather has turned to pot outside, which delayed me even getting home on time. So, it's been that kind of week, but yeah. So, how's everybody been doing this week?
Pretty good. Work's been slow. Snow sucks. That's about it.
Meanwhile, I'm traveling as usual, and I am in anywhere but where there is snow. It's actually about 75 degrees out. It's quite
I
nice.
hate you.
Fair.
Snowing on my hill. Otherwise, I have been busy costuming. Lots to do.
Right.
Lots to do. My cat is yelling at me. Come here.
Well, yell back at it.
I just pushed her over because if I try to pick her up, she'll rip my face over open.
Yeah.
So, but Sarah, how's your week been?
It's been good. Just busy with some stuff at work, hanging in there. It's a Wednesday. What else? Snow's
It is
terrible.
indeed.
So,
I haven't been out all day, so I've shoveled the driveway, but have not driven in it.
Oh God, it's terrible.
Sorry,
and
I feel
it's
bad for
still
you
snowing.
guys.
yeah.
It's nice
How
to work
much
out
are
of
you
my
guys
home.
supposed to get?
Who knows?
Yeah. Just it doesn't help that the wind keeps busting up, so it just carries off some of the stuff because it's the big fluffy light stuff.
Yup.
So
it's around this time of year that you stop checking how much we're supposed to get.
Yeah.
And
You just wait to see the damage
No, that's
afterwards.
fair.
yeah,
That's
right
fair.
now it's sitting at maybe an inch and a half,
Oh, kitty.
2 inches. So,
Kitty
but
and
that was
puppy.
in the last hour.
Yeah, I can't keep the driveway clear. I mean, I shoveled once just to knock it down, but it filled up while I was out there. So hey, we're getting a good snow.
Yep. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you expect? It's winter.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
second
old-
winter.
Kitty.
Kitty cat.
Ah,
Hi, Toby.
And of course, my cat is now looking at
Toby.
me jealous from her cat tower.
Are you cheating on me?
So
I left this office door open tonight, so I have one sleeping by me. And
Nice.
we'll see if anybody
Aw.
else creeps over, but I think I have one queen that's definitely pregnant. She's getting pudgy, so yay.
Oh.
Happy about that. Babies, March.
Nice.
Yep. so
Have people waiting for them.
which this is a good point to introduce Miss Marcia up there for folks who are just now getting tuned in. So Miss Marcia is a wonderful human being here in my local area. So big time theater contributor and wonderful wonderful cat breeder. so you breed hypoallergenic Siamese?
Yeah, long-haired Siamese, which is called Balinese. That's what I
Okay.
breed.
So I just know that my cat's a Maine Coon
Your cat's gorgeous.
something.
The cat is gorgeous.
Yeah, so just and also, Satan. Orange
Well,
Satan.
yeah. One of my cats has been viciously attacking a certain toilet paper roll this week and leaving mounds of toilet paper streaming down the hall.
Kill it. Kill it
That's a
dead.
new one.
Oh,
Usually
yeah.
it's just left in a puddle at the bottom of the roll, but no, this one's down the hall. It's good.
Decorating. It's feeling
Still
festive.
decorating.
Helping.
Yes, helping.
Yeah.
I haven't caught who it is yet, so I'm not sure.
You'll catch them eventually. So,
Yeah.
but yes, big welcome to Marcia, and thank you for joining us on this endeavor.
Thank you
And
for putting
To
up
our
with me.
dysfunctional family.
So,
Welcome.
but speaking of this endeavor, once again for the folks at home, this is part of our Extra Life charity drive. So, Extra Life is a wonderful charity that this is my 4th year working on. So it's a wonderful charity that that streamers and gamers from all over work very hard to raise money for kids in hospital. So all the money donated goes to paying for things such as treatment, accommodation, but most notably to pay for entertainment for kids who can't leave the hospital, which that's a very, very big deal to be able to have something to take your mind off of the not so great things in life as you're sitting there waiting to get treated for one thing or another. So, but Extra Life is really good at providing entertainment, whether that be a game system for them to play, puzzles for them to do. Just it really does help. Our goal this year is $1,500. After the major success of last year, not a insignificant amount of thanks there to Miss Marcia up there and her wonderful husband, who were
Ricky Kraken.
Ricky Kraken, the big Kraken. But we're hoping to get to that point by December. So
What are we at so far?
currently we're at $25, courtesy of Mr. Crackshot himself. So big thank you there. Which at the early of the year it's going to be a little bit slow, but we'll get it. We'll get there. I have strong faith in that we will get to that goal again, possibly even shatter it. I would probably lose my mind if we shattered this one as hardcore as we shattered last year's goal. But with that,
Do it.
who wants to do the recap for last official episode?
Oh boy.
Let's see how much I can remember. Me and my character both. All I can really remember, because it was like that was a month ago, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Darian and I got into a drinking contest of
Mhm.
sorts. I believe that Saris went off to go to a strip club,
Essentially.
and
Yep.
Beeble absconded, and we went off to find Beeble.
Yeah.
And hilarity ensued.
So much hilarity. So much hilarity.
Yeah.
That's the basic gist. I'm
Yeah.
not good with details, so
That's fair. Let's see if I can flesh that out. We got kicked out of a bar because Beeble was wigging people out. We found out that Beeble can shift his appearance.
Oh.
And then
They don't exactly look good. But
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
he's still learning what other races look like. He was trained for infiltration. He has not had any practical experience until today, effectively, and he's a surprisingly fast learner, all things considered. But he, all things considered, this is Beeble we're talking about. So he did commit kind of the cardinal sin of shapeshifters, which is doing it out in public where everyone could see him, which put the entire town on alert for changelings. And
apparently there's something about changelings that they don't like for whatever reason.
People just get paranoid, you know? It happens.
I think it might be the fact that they could perfectly imitate anybody.
Yeah. particularly rich people get really really paranoid about that. So I'm guessing the changeling protocols get pretty strict in certain places. So yeah, the cry went out in the streets, and a bunch of soldiers and various casters started lining this little crap district of town that Beeble and Saris just so happened to be in, because Beeble was following Saris. And yeah, they formed a perimeter to check anyone before they let them out, and they were preparing to close the perimeter in and systematically search the entire section. And so while all this is going on, me and Garok realized we lost Beeble. And Darren, who was still entirely too sober for this bullshit, decided that they needed some booze. So we found one of the local distilleries who was willing to sell us a cask of moonshine for
Because
cheap.
priorities.
Because Darren was not sober enough for this shit, and
Like I said,
Fair.
because
Was
priorities.
entirely
too
too sober
sober.
for this shit. Sorry, other way around. Correct that, reverse it. So in preparation of the Beeble hunt, he had a drink, and Garok also had a drink. And then as they continued down the street, Darren had a flash of insight that Beeble seemed very intrigued about finding out what exactly kind of soup these brothels served. No, it's a fair guess. It's a fair guess. So I thought maybe we should check in that general direction. And about once every 5 to 10 minutes of walking or so, Darren decided that he needed another drink, and every time he knocked one back, so did Garok. And Darren wasn't
Like
about
you
to
do.
stop his companion. And so by the time we got to the perimeter, we were both pretty fucking drunk. And we decided that we needed to stealth our way into the perimeter because we had no idea what was going on. And so we stealthed back past magnificently. And about that time is when Beeble decided to go say hi to the guards, and revealed himself to be a shape-changing goblin, presumably, and got dogpiled. And that's, I believe, Saris was helping the strip joint she was frequenting
Yep.
collapse and evac, and around that time is when me and Garok had the brilliant idea to just start loudly shouting Beeble's name.
Bless you.
And everyone else in the district decided to start throwing shit at us. At which time Garok took a potion to the face, and Darren rolled a remarkably lucky double nat 20s on his reflex save to not get wrecked in the face.
I will I will highlight that was at -5.
Yep.
And also
And
the
disadvantage to everything.
disadvantage. So
Because fucking smashed.
because Nuffle loved you that night.
Yep. So yeah, that's
So
right
your
about
next
where we
level
left off.
is a drunken monk with that kind of
Yeah,
avoidance?
multi-class.
Yeah. So yeah, Darren would not allow his message of "Beeble, where the fuck are you, you little shite?" to be silenced by these random schmucks.
Excellent recap. So so I will go ahead and award a inspiration to Darren for that recap. So for you to use as you need somewhere.
Yay!
So
Is there a
yeah.
way to?
Yeah,
there
I
should
should
be a
just keep-
toggle.
it's above
Yeah,
your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I'm clicking on the box, and I don't know if I'm clicking too many times too quickly for it to.
It's
catch
just
up.
on or off. There's a dragon in there. There's not.
Okay, yeah, it's not popping up. No big deal. I'll just make a note of it.
Might be roll 20 being roll 20. So
Yep.
but yeah, so today's session we start out with a shot of kind of panning into Knife Runner's Hold, which is the city in which our adventuring party is now
On the fast
visiting.
track to getting booted out of.
So they ended up in Knife Runner's Hold after roughly about 2-week journey from the new volcano that they left behind. But we have this nice pan shot of the entirety of the city behind its rather old walls, and we slowly start zooming in on the relic district. I had to double check to make sure I remembered what that was named.
That's fair.
Where we to the calls of "People, where are ya?" And then we zoom in to watch the instant replay as all just a entire wave of just crap just being thrown in their general direction, along with cries of "Shut up!" And Darren manages to stumble in such a way, in a semi-coordinated way, dodging all of it, but we watch as poor Garuk has a run-in with a bottle, catching it with his face, in which it breaks, splashing its contents all over him. And it's, so for Garuk, it smells oddly of blueberries? With a underhint of bad gym sock. So it's like, so it's not the most fragrant thing in the world.
Oh, I'm sure it's very fragrant. Whether or not it's pleasant is a different question entirely.
So
can I throw a constitution check to see if I throw up?
So
I think that's probably appropriate at this point.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. First roll of this session, go ahead and roll a con check.
I was going to say, is that
And it's
like
at -5 and at disadvantage.
disadvantage, but I.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
So 9? No, wait. Six.
-5.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
So yeah, you start puking like a sprinkler.
That's fun.
And also, you feel funky. So, but we'll come back to that here in a moment as we snap pan to watching as Beeble is getting dogpiled on. It's like started at one guard, then 2 guards, then 4 guards, and now 6 guards are stacked upon a Beeble.
And meanwhile, Beeble's just standing off to the side, like, what are they doing?
So, did you do some kind of
Oh,
doppelganger?
no, I just no, I don't have any magic left.
Yeah, but
just cartoon logic.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we watch
Does
as
Beeble ever use logic?
So,
Sure.
but we watch as this dog pile just kind of just like it's a scramble of nothing but legs, arms, and people before finally they break away, and Beeble is trussed up like a turkey at this point, just wrapped in rope, and firmly secured. And one of the guards there is like, well, I guess that's probably the easiest we ever had trying to find changeling one, but
Oh great, we have Kenny on our hands now.
so all right, let's bundle them up to the brig, and I'm pretty sure the Grandmaster's.
How much damage did I take?
For now, I'm gonna say nothing because they dogpiled on you, but it's more of to subdue and truss you up in this
Fair.
case. So, but
Joke's on you. That's Beeble's kink.
but
If he knew what kinks were, yeah, kind of.
So I say in their minds, "What's a changeling?"
Oh God.
damn it!
Oh Christ! It's a psychic changeling. That's even worse.
And then one guard does take his cudgel and smacks you on top of the head and to knock you out. So
what you did.
So you are going to take
Auto crit.
you're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage, and you are unconscious for the time being.
All right.
So,
Mm-mm.
and then the shot starts to pan back out as we watch as this group of guards starts taking a trussed up people, presumably to the dungeons. So, but we'll come back to that. So, and then we pan over to see a very annoyed Saris.
There.
So,
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this in the recap, but Darren's not just shouting, he's using thaumaturgy to enhance his voice. So I don't remember the exact details of how much louder than normal his voice is, but it is significantly louder than normal.
you're rattling windows because I remember
Yeah.
we had to roll, and you
Ah,
are
yes.
you're rolling the freaking volume of God.
That
Basically.
week was just like the week for insane rolls.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy week. It was
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we tune into Saris, who had helped the brothel pack up, and kind of helped usher some of the ladies away, especially your favorite lady. That
Especially my favorite.
you're still kind of displeased that you didn't get a chance with her for this, and you are in. Pretty soon you hear the booming voice of that dwarf going people, and it's just like, so, and you see the commotion of people just moving.
Well,
Yep.
I guess we're not having a good time anymore.
I'm
Speak for yourself.
I say some would argue that they're having a great time.
Can I see them from where I'm at?
From your current position, no, but you
Okay.
definitely know you're close-ish.
Okay, I'm going to start heading in the direction of the loudest, most obnoxious voices. And I'm going to presume that's the right way.
that is a
It is
safe
indeed
assumption,
the correct
particularly in
direction.
this case.
Correct direction. And the sight you come upon is now at this point Garuk picking glass out of his face after having puked his guts out. A very drunk Darren just yelling, and now a ring of very upset Relic District denizens who are
Okay.
all collectively trying to tell them to shut up.
I can't. I'm looking for my friend Babel. We can't just let him wander around. Who knows what kind of trouble he'll cause? I mean, presumably this trouble, but also other trouble.
Right now, you are causing trouble. I need you to shut up.
We're not causing.
You want to spell that?
Oh God!
Vanna, I'd like to buy a consonant.
Should I make a wisdom check to see if I'm too drunk to recognize it?
Is
Or-
my Does my water skin have water in it?
Yes. Unless
I'm
you
going to give them my
specifically
water
dubbed it.
skin.
Okay, so who are you handing the water skin to?
I'm gonna hand it to. No offense, I'm gonna hand it to Darren because I don't want your vomity mouth all over my water skin. I'm gonna give it to Darren and I'm gonna say, drink this and sober up. And then I'm gonna turn to the crowd and I'm going to try to persuade them and say, everything's fine. I've got it handled. These are just a bunch of drunk idiots. Please go back to enjoying your day.
Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here.
All right, roll persuasion.
Oh God.
Okay, let me make sure.
And
I
you're
had
like
it.
one member of this party who is not rolling at disadvantage.
Or tied up and unconscious.
You know, I would have preferred at least one of those three things.
I know, right?
Okay, this
We'll see
does
how tomorrow
appease the
works.
crowd a bit. So you see a couple of them go grumbling off. Not insignificant amount of them are flipping the bird at you and your two compatriots.
That seems fair.
So
No, it doesn't seem fair because I'm never gonna get to party here again.
Okay, it seems fair to Darren, honestly. It's the best case scenario. They didn't all pull out knives and start murdering us.
and then
All relative.
and then we hear we don't hear the quiet footsteps of a armored individual coming up on the group as we see Hammer Tim start to approach the group. So Hammer, you've been politely asked by the local guards who have been currently dealing with this changeling problem to look into what the hell is all this racket.
Check out this drunken disorderly charge. Got it.
And you as a individual kind of hard up for money is just like, okay, I'll do some piddly stuff and see what's going on. And you come up on this scene of two obviously very drunk individuals and one tiefling that seems to be halfway intelligent. So
Let's
Can
not
I
get
get
out
a
of hand.
description of what she looks like?
yeah, go ahead and describe your character for us.
I'm sorry. I have to step away. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So should we?
Go ahead and describe Hammer. We'll bring Beeble up to speed in a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. He's unconscious anyway.
All right. Beeble's appearance is a little bit furry, not in a bad way. A monk, an outlander, bounty hunter, and shifter swift stride. And the appearance is like a black cat-like with green eyes.
Okay, but right now you're in your humanoid form, correct?
Yes, but
So-
looking
You
more
still have
human
the-
right now than cat-like.
Do you
You
just
still
have
Do you still have the black hair and green eyes, or is that only when you're shifted?
No, I have the black hair and the green eyes, but yeah, when I've shifted, then sometimes the ears can be
I don't
a little
remember,
more pronounced.
I don't remember your character. Did you decide that they were male or female?
I think I'm going to go with female. I was originally thinking male, but I
No, fair enough. I have a hard time role-playing female characters. I'm just paranoid about being a little too...
Risque.
Oh my god, guys! Like, totally.
Oh, it's too Valley Girl.
I have a hard time not going stereotypical. Or I at least worry about it. So I just try
I
not
like
to.
the idea of another
especially in
woman in the
public.
party.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Especially since you are sometimes a male. Kind of, sort of. It's
little bit.
complicated.
I'm a Scorpio. I have big dick energy anyway.
That is true. That is true.
all Scorpio here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so you walk up to this disaster
so
in
I walk up.
progress.
Look disgustingly at the two idiot drunks barfing and like
I am not
My-
barfing.
feet up carefully away from the barfing. Oh, and turn to Saris and say, "Are these things yours?"
Unfortunately.
Oh,
Oh,
well, they seem to be
Geralt,
causing a
did you
bit
hear
of a
that?
ruckus, and
Sarah
I don't
said
really
that
think
we're
they're needed
hers.
on the streets right now. Shall we haul them off to a corner and let them barf it out over on those rocks over there?
You just pick which one you want to carry.
All right.
I can walk just fine.
Right. So she whaps him on the back.
Are
Darren
you trying to make me vomit on your legs?
shoves him over against the rocks.
Now you've made me
This
spill
is
the
a
water.
shut. This is a respectable town.
Ooh.
Shut
I
it.
like her.
Shut it.
Darren.
Got it.
Darren,
What?
Sober up.
I think you should be quiet.
I'm gonna
I know
pick,
the thaumaturgy is only supposed to last for a minute, but he's probably been recasting it, so I'm assuming he can't really whisper right now. Like he does, but it's still 3 times his normal volume. It's like, I'm trying to touching me.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and help Garok. I'm gonna just be his support, really, because I cannot carry him.
That's totally fair, yes.
I mean, I've been walking up to this point, so I think
It really wasn't until he got hit in the face that he went prone. Glass bottles right in between the eyes is going to do that to guys.
yeah.
So that was
Yep.
Darren that got the glass between the eyes, right?
No, that was Garok.
Garak. Okay.
Yep.
Joe, you're muted. We can't hear you. Sorry, I saw that you were trying to talk and we can't hear you.
No, I'm glad one of us noticed.
Like, we're our own DMs.
Check 1
In
2
chat,
1
it's
2.
not being.
There we go.
There you
Yep,
are.
we got you back.
Okay, yeah, it's Zoom acting up.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, that's
So wait, you drug us off into a corner? Did you say?
Yeah, just a corner by the rock wall there, just to
Okay, I'm gonna turn
get you
to
guys out of the crowd.
I'm gonna turn to Saris and say, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Garuk.
Wait.
Not till the day, motherfucker.
So,
Garok, intimidation check.
Garuk, I need a con save, and it's gonna once again be at disadvantage at -5.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Okay.
not bad.
It might
feeling a
actually be
little weak.
convenient if I remember correctly. Sorry.
So you were feeling weird beforehand, and now you definitely feel tingly. So, and
If it's Viagra, I'm not taking care of it.
He did not
Your-
specify where.
and everybody else roll me a perception. So
I
at
assume
advantage,
at in my
at
case.
Saris, you will have advantage because you're the closest, and Darren, you are at disadvantage with your -5.
Because I'm still drunk as fuck. Yeah, Sarah sees this shit.
Miles
Darren
away.
doesn't see nothing. Darren is busy trying to figure out how to ask if Saris has seen Beeble.
Okay.
Nicely.
All right. So the other two don't notice this either because Hemmer is busy focusing on pushing Darren with a stick to keep him in the corner here.
He does probably keep trying to stand up, frankly. It's
Darren is busy dealing with a stick constantly being poked at him. But Saris, you're
Very
paying
undignified.
attention.
Okay.
And we watch as Garuk's head starts to shrink.
Oh, great.
just the head, huh?
Just the head.
Oh.
Garuk,
That's a bad day.
I know you've probably never had a woman say this to you, but your head is small.
I look down.
I don't know. It's looking bigger than normal.
But you watch as where his head was probably the size of probably a good sized watermelon before, because Goliaths are big. We watch it shrink a quarter, so by a quarter of its size.
Oh God, that's a lot of head.
So instead of a watermelon, it's probably like 2 cantaloupes. Ooh, other kitty.
It's the Void. She's
Aw,
almost
kitty.
never on camera.
Void kitty.
She's also
Aw.
mad. She
He's-
mad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bye. I guess I notify Garuk of his shrinking issue.
So, but yeah, Garuk, your head is shrinking.
I mean, with how drunk I am, I don't know what I would really say to that.
It's fair. Seems very fair.
So,
Uh,
dude, that's messed up.
I don't think
So
you
we're-
noticed,
What's messed?
His
Garruk?
head.
right?
What the?
Wait, what?
I imagine Saris has probably told the others.
Okay.
Yes.
Darren drunkenly attempts to reach out and touch the shrunken head next to him.
Don't touch it. It might be catching.
Well, but I'm a healer. I can probably fix it. I just need to.
This is why clerics with drink is not a good thing.
So speak for yourself.
Have you heard of the
finding this
coronavirus?
That is a 0 on my attempt to touch his head. I just completely miss, and I guess jam my finger into the wall. I don't know.
At the wall.
Yeah, I just. Well, it still feels like a rock, which I think is about right. I don't. I haven't touched his head before. Oh no, this is a wall. Okay, no, that's okay.
Hammer.
I may have
there
gotten a bit
anything you
too
can do?
drunk. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, you're fine. I said hammer is it hammer or hammer? Sorry.
Hammer.
Hammer, is there
Hammer.
anything you can do?
They probably just need some time to sober up. I'm just trying to make sure that the crowd doesn't rip him to shreds in the meantime for disturbing the peace.
Where is Beeble?
That's what I
Who
was
is this-
trying
who
to
is this
figure
Beeble?
out. He's our
What's with the hollering on the Beeble?
friend, charge, ward, pet.
I'm
not
sorry.
certain
Wait,
what the right word is.
wait. I'm sorry. You got drunk and lost Beeble?
No. We lost
Do you not have
Beeble,
responsibility for
and
your pets?
then we got drunk.
Even better. A+ on babysitting. Beeble
He's
sitting.
not a baby. He's a full-grown goblin adult, I think. I'm not sure how to
So
tell.
apparently needs minding. Because
I
he's now
mean-
trussed up and he's hauled off to the pokey. So what's the deal with Beeble?
Wait, what?
So you know where he is.
Well, he got hauled off by the guards.
Oh.
Trussed up.
Oh, I was trying to avoid that.
He looked a little tiny.
You
Trussed
had-
up.
You had literally one
Like-
job.
Origami. Kind of folded him up.
Probably
But-
closer to a monkey paw at this point. Monkey fist.
He was not quite looking like a crane.
So what you're telling me is that Beeble has been tied up and put in a single location. That we know that we can find out where it is.
Aye.
Perfect! Let's go to bed.
Okay.
What
Yes.
is fine? Fine.
Is this rock here for a pillow just good enough for you? Because you need to sober up, and your friend is even worse.
I mean,
And his head is shrinking, by the way. What's
Yes,
with that?
no, I noticed that. I still kind of want to touch it,
No,
but
no,
later,
don't, no,
maybe.
no, don't pick at the pimple.
It's not. Metaphors, right? Metaphorical pimple. Okay, that makes more sense.
I'm messing with you because you're drunk.
So, I mean, we know where Beeble is. He's going to be there for a while, presumably, and I mean, unless you want to go and get him out of jail tonight, Ceres, and
Does he need to be gotten out of jail?
I mean, you probably
Is
don't
he,
want me doing
is
it.
he
at
a
this
danger to the prisoners and the guards and the powers that be? Because if he creates more of a ruckus where he is, this could be bad.
He's not a danger to
on the
anyone
one
but
hand-
himself.
Beeble is lovely.
Well, on the one hand, he could be harmful, but on the other hand, he's pretty stupid, and he doesn't really harm people for no reason. I mean, we met in a prison, a goblin prison, and where he was a prisoner, and he seemed to really like it there. Like, he seemed perfectly at home. He thought the one goblin guarding him that wore the robes was his mum, or something like that. It was good times, I guess. In retrospect, at the time it was a little annoying because I was not nearly this drunk, and also captured. Yes, there was that too. So yeah, he'll probably just stay there and rest, I'm sure.
You don't think he'll get into any mischief?
That's not what he
Probably
said.
not too much.
It is at this point that you guys hear the marching jingle jangle of a pod of guards coming, kind of approaching your little corner of the relic district at this time. And Sarah, so you look behind to see appears to be 2 or 3 guards and one of the and then what appears to be a wizard or mage guild member approaching.
Okay.
So and Hemmer, you recognize the front runner as kind of like your guard contact, he who gives you job to pay you. So that way that you can get by. So I'm thinking, where did I put that name? I had a name written down. So, but yeah, so watch Captain Greg. So he's what you know him as. So he's never given you his last name. So it just
seems fair.
So so they approach and he's like, "Oh, Hemmer, looks like you got this riffraff handled. Everything okay?"
Yes, for now. I'm just trying to find out what they know about the guy who hauled off.
Oh,
Haven't found out a whole lot yet,
they're related to
but
that.
they are connected. I'll keep trying to get information.
Well,
They don't
Can I
seem too
hear
worried
this?
about him being in prison.
Am I close enough that I hear this?
are you talking about this openly, Hemmer?
No, I'm talking to this on the sly with Captain Greg.
Okay.
I'm talking very quietly.
Saris, roll perception.
Wait. Nope.
You hear a little bit of it, but nothing. But just like more of the beginning, and then just kind of Hammer's very quiet.
Okay.
So it's but Greg is like, Well, we should probably actually just go ahead and hold them in. I mean, the relic district is sort of kicked up like a beehive, so it's probably just better if we just put the whole lot in the brig for now. I mean, why were they being loud in the first place?
I think they were doing a little bit of celebrating for, general reasons, and I don't think they were up to anything. I think they were just drunk and partying too much, and they lost track of their friend Beeble and yeah.
So, so he's like, well, let's go ahead and at least get them hauled off. So, and let's just go ahead and put them all up in brig for now, just to make sure that they don't scurry off. So,
I have a question.
yeah.
Do I have a background with this guard? Because I had a background with the brothel owner.
This is not this is not a guard you're entirely familiar with, and that's just
Okay.
because guard rotation is guard rotation, and it's a fairly
Yeah.
big city.
Okay.
So, and for you do know that for a particular instance, such as a changeling alarm, brings multiple detachments of guards from pretty much all over as they try to lock the district down.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to make sure that I didn't know him.
yeah. So in the meantime, as Greg and Hammer are talking, the mage comes up and kind of looks you all over. It's like, well, this looks fun, not. And he's kind of a hunched over older dude, with little spectacles perched on the end of his nose, and he's holding a staff, and it's got little bits and pieces of what looks like kind of similar to golem parts, just but definitely in miniature. So just hanging off the end of his staff. It's like, okay, well let's take a look see here, and he starts with Darren, and we watch as he makes a gesture, and Darren glows blue for a second, and it's like clean. So, Darren, you don't feel particularly less drunk or anything. So, and Saris, if you want to try to figure out what's happening, you can go ahead and roll me a Arcana check. So, and I mean, Darren could probably roll an Arcana check, just at disadvantage with the -5 for being horribly drunk.
Yeah, that's a -3 to whatever, but I'll go ahead and just for shit and giggles. That could be worse. That could certainly have been worse.
Yeah. So, Saris, you recognize this as him casting essentially detect magic, and you easily surmise that he's checking for changelings. So, he moves over to Garuk, similar action, and the detect magic does ping back a slightly different color. It's like, not a changeling, but
You got hit in the head with something, and now it's smaller.
oh my. And we watch him kind of like Rafiki tap the top of Garuk's head. It's like,
see, I wanted to do that.
it seems like someone may have been halfway through brewing some moonwalk powder, and well, apparently decided to get rid of it on your face. Not quite a full concoction. How much did he get hit by?
I was busy at the time. I just knew he got hit by a thing. There was glass in his face too.
Huh.
So like a whole whatever it was.
Maybe he's fine. I mean, do you feel tingly in your arms or legs or chest or anything like that?
Please
Or is
don't
it
ask
just
him
your
about
head?
any other appendages.
Or is it just your head?
The bed.
Just the head? Huh.
The bed.
Let's see here. And we watch him take a water skin out and just dump it on Garuk's head. So it's like, and Garuk, it's actually not horrid. It's cold, but it's kind of refreshing.
Okay.
So it's like, and you definitely start feeling less tingly. It's like, less tingly?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Should go back to normal in maybe 1 to 2 weeks.
Great.
That's not bad. Good.
So now, if it was tingly in your chest, there would be problems. So anyway, moving on. And then like we watch as this guy goes up to you, Saris. Is like, ooh, tiefling. I haven't seen one of you around for a while.
Yep. That's what I am.
So, all right, just a moment. Looks like you know what's going on. And he makes a hand gesture. And Saris, go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Nope.
As soon as as soon as this magic reaches out to touch you, we watch as the aura you give off is not the blue or this weird purple-ish aura that Garuk was given off, but instead a weird blackish red.
Oh,
And something
awkward.
for you, it's not so much the spell as something on his staff just kind of resonates with you for a second, and suddenly your nose busts like blood. Like you started like major nosebleed here. You're going to take D3 psychic damage.
How do I roll that?
I'm rolling it right now. You're going to take 2 psychic damage.
Okay.
And you watch as the world goes topsy-turvy and then black.
Ooh. Oh no.
And
that's
and the rest of the party here watches as Saris goes from up and sassy to nap time with a jet of blood coming out of their nose. And we watch in kind of spectrum view, we watch as Saris Morgan goes deep into unconsciousness, and soon we start to see the spark of another soul come to the forefront.
I'll go get the other soul.
Oh dear. That's
it's a very deep soul, okay? I gotta go find him.
That's fair.
But yeah, so you two both watch.
This is going
So
to end
you 3 watch as just KO down for the count, and the wizard, the mage is like, what? Oh my, this is not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. Not good at all. We should probably. This one needs help. Help.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what her deal is, but sometimes she's not her. She's another someone. I didn't think it was pertinent until it detect magic caused blood to spurt out her nose. That's new. I've never seen
Greg
that.
is just like, oh, to hell with this. All right, nope, we're taking them all. So, Hammer, do you mind carrying the tiefling? carry the
No,
other two.
I was going to suggest they just go to an inn and sleep it off, but yeah, it's getting a little
Yeah, no, let's. They
nuts.
need to all get into the brig. Their relation with the.
Well, I'd say the bleeding one probably needs some triage.
Yeah.
I
So
can-
we'll have one of the Magnuses look at him over at the station. Come on, let's just guard them all here. So
just so you know, the one who wakes up, he's a bit obstreperous.
How dumb do I have to be to get some attention around this place, man? Come
Oh,
on.
he's back.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
welcome back, Evan.
Hello. I am a
Morgan-
champion of darkness.
Oh God. Oh no, it's starting.
But right now,
promise you this
Morgan
will be
Saris is still in La La Land for now. Is your host body is still dealing with this weird pulse that has sent your counterpart into deep slumber. Like normally, like it's like you can kind of tell that maybe there's a little bit of something in the back of your head. No, this one is out cold. So it's a little bit strange. And even as you are coming to the forefront and assuming control, things in unconscious land here, things feel weird. So, but we fast forward to the Steel District. So, and I am going to just drag tokens open as we head to the guard HQ. So this towering like fortress. So it's more like, I say fortress, but it's more like a large complex. So it's probably a 4 or 5 story building that looks mostly intact. It's intact stone from what obviously was what the town originated as. And there's only a few bits of the normal wooden patchwork that makes up the aesthetic of Knife Runner's Hold. So it's a lot of the original masonry, which is quite masterful, and it's appears to be some form of granite, or maybe some other dark hardened stone. But specifically, our camera pans down into the dungeon, where there's a trussed up Beeble in one cell, and in the cell across from him is a shackled Darren Kernstone, who's starting to sober up a little bit. A Goruk Stone Eye, who has a still kind of tiny head. Also, so his
Has it gotten worse since the last time?
It has not. So
I was afraid I was gonna have to talk like this.
so
Welcome to my world.
So, and we watch in Goruk, in contrast to how Darren is shackled, your shackles have you chained to the wall in what looks to be like chains twice as thick as what Darren's got. So they've definitely had some big boys down there beforehand.
Yeah. No, he's looking for a good time. Hey.
You know what they say, the bigger the chains.
Hey.
So
Can I get a strength check? That's my real question there.
But yeah, Beeble, you slowly return to consciousness.
Am I gagged? Bound? What's my
Bound for
condition?
sure, not gagged.
I mean, so am I like looking at them? Is that where I'm at?
You are currently elsewhere and still unconscious, but we will get to you here in a moment.
What do I see around me?
You see the surroundings of a stonework cell and a very reinforced wooden door that has iron elements thrown in, just like it's rimmed in iron, and there's like some straight up bars. So for a little window. So it's similar to how what you're used to being in the dungeon of the Mog.
Except there's a window.
Except there's a window, and this one is less stinky and seems kind of better put together.
I don't see anybody.
No, but you probably but you can definitely tell that there's some movement outside the door.
Hello?
We watch as a guard looks in, is like, oh cripes, he's actually awake.
Hi.
Hi.
I like the room. It's nice, but why am I here?
What's my state of consciousness at this point?
Goruk, you are conscious. You're starting to sober up a bit, but you're not quite shaken off the moonshine quite yet.
Okay.
A lot of moonshine.
So,
sorry, I'll let you do your exchange with the guard here before I chime in.
So it's like, well, you're here because, well, one, you're a goblin.
Uh-huh.
And two, you're obviously some form of changeling.
What's a changeling?
Like, we watch as another guard looks in and looks at the other guard and is like, for real? This is what they made a fuss over? It's like, changeling, one who changes shape. One thing, then another person.
Oh, I see. You mean like this? No, change into something else, like a gnome.
Okay, and we watch as your restraints as you shift into this gnome shifts and then falls and loosens up a bit with a
no. Remember that it's purely illusion. Nothing is actually changing. It's illusion. It's illusory magic.
Oh, okay. I thank you for the clarification.
I'm not actually shape shifting. Yep.
So.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Roll me a performance, real quick.
Oh dear. Actually, that's pretty decent. Hold on.
Let's see how well you gnome. Let's see if you turn into giraffe gnome again. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. You change into a gnome, and the guard is like. The guards look at each other. It's like, holy shit! Holy shit!
Oh my god! It really is a change.
Yeah.
But it's still me. I'm not changing. Look, see? And I'll like pinch my nose and my hand passes through it. See? It's not real. Silly.
Are you some kind of weird actor?
I mean, that's one way to put it. I don't think people knows what that word means, though.
I guess.
With really good makeup skills.
So the two guards look over to watch it as Hemmer is approaching, having heard this exchange. It's like, I mean, I think he's pretty good.
I don't have that big a nose. I'm not a gnome. See, and I'll change into him. See, look, I'm also you.
That's creepy.
And then I'll speak mentally, telepathically, and I'm in your head.
Oh God!
And the two guards look very startled there for a second. It's like,
and then just drop the illusion. Big toothy grin.
Like the two guards look at each other. It's like, did he just? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just. They both turn to Hemmer. It's like,
Oh.
He just talked in our heads.
No, I
Did
didn't.
he talk in Hammer's head too?
No.
No.
Hammerhead.
What? What's the matter? What do you mean he talked in your head? What?
We just heard him in our heads.
Did you have a drink on break as well? I mean, what is with this town tonight?
No,
Everybody's
ma'am.
drunk.
No, ma'am, we didn't. We've been here for the entire shift. But
He talked in your head.
yes.
That makes no sense.
No, it don't.
How do you think we feel?
Okay.
In the meantime, we shift over to a slightly higher level.
Just for purposes of sense motive or insight.
And they are messed up right now. Oh my god, they don't know what's real and what's not. It's
These poor
fantastic.
guards.
This is
Meanwhile,
people
we
at
watch
his
as
best.
the camera pans up in the complex to a rather secluded room, and what appears to be several magi looking over this tiefling who's slowly coming to reality. So, namely, there's one rather young-looking elf woman who's checking the door. Is like, but that doesn't make any sense. As far as I can tell, the body is fine. But there's something off.
Something happened.
All right, so explain the room to me. Am I like in a concealed, like an interrogation room, where they're behind like a?
You are currently slowly coming to consciousness. So,
It's
you go
like-
ahead and make me a perception check.
This
I
like
knew it.
reeks
I
of
knew you'd
human
do
centipede.
this. Right? That's what I'm saying though. Like, oh man, hold on. Let me figure out how to redo this stuff. Do I have perception on here? I do. Persuasion, perception. Oh, I can't just click it. That's lame.
Should be able to.
Oh no, it came up afterwards. That's 12.
Okay, and then
That makes me sad. Wiz is 2, so 14.
Yeah. But for perception, you should be able to hover over it.
No, I did. But I don't have a. Do I have a disadvantage right now? Did Sierra do something to make me have a disadvantage? I swear to God,
Not,
she did.
not currently.
This is honestly not in any way, shape, or form Sierra's fault.
Good. Okay, that's my actual perception roll.
Yep.
Sorry.
So you slowly come.
Ricky Kraken.
You
comes to visit.
slowly. So all hail the Kraken Master.
Hail
He
the
just said,
Kraken!
"All hail the Kraken Master." Wave to everybody.
So, but
It's Ricky Kraken.
but
He wants to know if they've released the Kraken yet.
Not
He's
yet.
waiting.
Soon, presumably.
Soon.
But yeah. So Morgan, as you slowly come to consciousness, you still feel a little bit off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you definitely start to become a little bit more aware of the room. And yep, Void Cat. So you can definitely tell that there's at least 4 or 5 individuals, one of which is kind of leaning over you, checking you over. And it seems to be a rather spacious room from the sound of it. So it's not
Alright.
it's not a small area, and as you fully start to wake, the room comes into focus as what appears to be a medical ward. So and you open your eyes just as this slender elf woman is looking at you, like, and you stare straight into her crimson eyes. It's like,
Oh, she got crimson eyes. Oh shoot. Okay.
oh, you're awake.
There's an app for that.
Well, I don't know what happened, but it seems like I had quite a good night taking over the world.
Fuck.
There's some muttering in the background.
So, sweetheart, what did you do to me, huh?
Like she frowns a little bit, just like
Did you beat the champion of darkness?
Oh god.
subject seems to
Be disoriented.
be very
Sub-
disoriented,
Subject. Oh,
and
those kinds of games. Okay, all right. I'll be a subject, sure.
and as you start to try to move a bit, you notice that you're definitely naked under the medical sheets.
Well, I still got my titties, so that's a plus in my mind. Hmm.
Miss, do you know where you are?
Miss, you can change that right now. I am a Mr. I am Mr. Champion of Darkness to you, ma'am. No. No idea where I'm at. Last thing I remember is not being here. That's for damn sure. How about you fill me in, dollface?
She leans back, and we can tell that she's very tall for an elf. So like she's like close to 6 foot for an elf. That's pretty fucking tall.
Oh
Not
yeah, I forgot
bad.
elves are shorter than humans in
Yeah.
D&D.
So it's like
I think I'm a subspecies of elf, though, aren't I?
Tiefling? No.
No, you're
No,
a subspecies
well,
of
you're
demon.
subs-
My original body though is my original
your
body
original
is
body is an Aasimar, which is not an elf derivative. It's a celestial
Damn.
derivative.
Celestial and human.
How big does that make me? I didn't read that part of it.
You're roughly human size.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
because
Yeah,
it's essentially humanoid body. Just
It's like the tiefling is devils and demons mixed with humans. Asimar is the same thing, but with angels and celestial beings.
Yep. So, and this is also when you notice that there's what appears to be 4 other individuals wearing magi robes. So one of which is seems to be a stocky dwarven woman, and then there's two older human men, and then there's a what appears to be a half elf man that looks a little bit young, like can't be over 17. And they're all staring at you as the elf woman turns and is like, the subject seems to be completely disoriented, possibly insane.
Let's see. I got 1. I got 2. And then there's 3 dudes. Was I drunk?
I don't know. And then she turns and says, "Were you?"
I'm asking you. You're obviously the doctor mage.
What was the last thing you remember?
I woke up and then got knocked the fuck out. That's all. I don't even know where I was. All I know is there was a banshee. And
that session's not canon.
No,
it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
because
canon for his soul.
It's canon for my soul.
Bad memory.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
So the
In this case, maybe it was a dream. Who knows? Who knows? Nothing's impossible in this world, obviously.
the half elf comes up is like, so you don't recall anything else. You just remember getting knocked out.
Yeah, but I am chained and naked, so something good must have happened, right? 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 No, nobody. Okay. All
God,
right.
I want to play this character.
So the half elf turns to the elf. It's like, Proctor, I do believe that this individual is indeed insane, because it's obviously a woman who thinks she's a man, possibly, multi-personality syndrome. Maybe I don't know. The voice is kind of throwing me off. But,
I will stop you there, sweetheart. Okay, I am a man. All right, I am the champion of darkness, Morgan Saris. All right, I'm here by my patron to take over the world.
Morgan
Great
Saris.
darkness.
Like there's a little bit of hubbub as the two older gentlemen start talking at one another, but the shorter dwarf woman, Jessica, it's like, that's not, that shouldn't be, because according to Tim, it's supposed to be Saris Morgan.
No, I don't know who that is. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I know that I woke up with these, right? I'm still me. I'm still look. I'm gonna be a warlock. I'm gonna be a warlock right now.
And
And
we watch as finally the elf woman makes a hand gesture, and we watch as you're talking, but just no sound is coming out.
right, but here's what I want to do. I want to summon my pact blade. So, which is completely off of. I mean, I'm just saying. So I summon my pact blade into my hand.
Okay. Roll me. So
This can only go well.
roll me charisma at disadvantage.
Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna get shit on. Let's see.
I mean-
Charisma.
Been that kind of night for everybody.
I guess I'll click charisma. I'll go at disadvantage. Hey, I'm pretty even though.
I mean-
15. That's pretty solid. Can I get snake eyes? Can I get like a bonus?
We watch as
Snake Eyes isn't a bonus.
you watch as you make a gesture. The gesture that inherently should be summoning your pack blade. But we watch as nothing manifests. There's a little pop of energy. You feel static up your arm, almost like you laid your hand on a live wire. And we watch as what appears to be a jewel in a bracelet with the elf woman glow faintly. It's like, and she looks at it. It's like, interesting.
Are you sucking my magic? Are you sucking my magic? Because I'm magical. I am the champion of darkness. Doesn't matter. I'm still talking.
But
Just mute your mic and keep talking.
but she turns to the dwarf woman and is like, this subject is proving to be far more intriguing. For now, let's bundle her back up. Let's keep her in holding for now. So just keep her under observation, and as the folks downstairs complete their investigation of the changeling, and let's see how this all is related.
Side note, my dogs actually got worried about me, and now they're right next to me wondering what's wrong.
I see a dog tail.
What's wrong, human?
I see a dog
Yelling.
tail
What's
like a freaking
going on?
periscope.
Yeah, two. I am so sick of my wife. What does she put me in every single time I get? All right, carry on back to the Beeblmeister.
Really
Yeah.
not her fault. Stop.
But we the camera pans away from the scene of a very upset champion of darkness who's still on mute, and pan back down into the dungeons as Tweedledee and Tweedledum guards are still kind of flipping out. The dogs.
Puppies. Ah.
And just try to explain to Tem is like, no, seriously, he was talking in our heads.
This is Beebles.
So have you
Sound
like?
right?
Puppy.
All right, compare notes.
Big puppy kisses.
What did he say? What did he say? Are you both hearing the same thing, or seriously, you tripping on something?
You're
I
muted.
say one thing to one of them, and I say one thing to the other one.
They both look at each other again, scared, and they both shout different words. It's like, they look very confused. It's like,
You got. Okay, seriously, you guys are useless. All right, just do your job. Guard him. Let me go find out from Greg exactly what he wants from this group.
So, and Darren and Garuk, you are hearing this exchange from your cell.
Darren,
What?
I'm pretty sure that's Beeble over there.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
definitely Beeble over there. That's like the exact same reaction we had when we met him. That's almost exactly what we sounded like.
I start summoning the insects that I just start munching on them.
Roll me a charisma check at disadvantage, please.
Okay. Charisma save or persuasion check, or what are we looking at?
Charisma save.
Charisma save. Okay. Disadvantage. Charisma save.
You try to manifest the insects. You try to manifest a snack, and nothing happens. You feel you definitely felt the buildup of magic like normal, but then it just stopped, and you feel like you touched a live wire.
Ooh.
Anti-magic
weird.
spells must suck for you magic types, huh?
That's weird. Yeah, I'll try it again.
And we hear a commotion from the guards. It's like, wait, Tem. You know, like they hold up a gem on a string here that's glowing faintly. It's like, I think he's trying to do something.
I keep putting my hand to my mouth, and I'm like,
the second time you do it, the tingling actually hurts now. So and your arm is numb.
well, this is way weird.
I think he's. Are you trying to cast a spell in there?
No, I'm trying to eat something.
There's nothing in there to eat.
Well, usually there is, but I don't know. I can't. This feels really weird.
Okay. That reminded me of something, and I just realized it was Jar Jar when he got his head shocked in the pod race.
Does Beeble need an apple?
Yeah.
Furs cockroaches.
Do you shout that from your cell?
If I hear her say that, like, he prefers bugs. Cockroaches might be his favorite. I'm not certain. I don't pay that much attention.
Well, if he can catch his own bugs in the cell, it might be better because that'll keep him entertained while he's incarcerated.
He doesn't catch them. He makes them with magic.
Like both the guards look at the crystal, look at Beeble, and then look at Tem. It's like, we told you.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, Darian. No, that's a good idea. Yeah, he has to do magic or he'll starve.
Really?
Let him do magic.
Really?
We
Hi,
can.
But I have a
guys.
nice juicy hamburger here. I can get one quickly.
I guarantee you
sure?
he has no idea what that is.
Duck soup,
Nope.
pheasant under glass.
No. I'm not certain he's seen
Jerky.
the sky until about 2.5 weeks ago.
Jerky.
Jerky.
That's kind of a funny word.
Jerky.
He might like
Would
a
you
bit-
like to try some, Beeble,
I mean,
if you're hungry?
we probably tried to feed him some jerky on the way here. I'm not certain how that went, though.
He might like a big fat platypus.
Got none of those. We're on
So
the
like the
wrong
guards look
continent.
at one another again. It's like, what's a platypus?
Well, I don't know. I just want bugs. That's all I want.
But
this is a nice room. Thank you.
and we hear the jingle jangle of armor as Greg comes up. Just like, well, what's all the commotion here?
Beeble's trying to make himself something to eat. It's not working, presumably because of whatever anti-magic countermeasures you have out there.
Well, yeah, of course we're going to have some anti-magic countermeasures.
Oh no, I assumed. It's just he's too stupid to understand how the bugs appear. He doesn't know where the bugs are coming from. He just assumes that when he holds his hand out, there's going to be a bug there for him to eat when he wants it to be, and then feeds himself with the bug. The fact that he's casting a spell is not completely sunk in.
Hmm? Oh no, it's a gift from Cookfish. Hey,
Right.
have you heard of Cookfish?
Yeah, there you go.
Certainly have not, people.
The two guards are like, I mean, I liked cooked fish. I mean,
I know.
I mean,
like it too.
salmon, flounder.
A little lemon spritz on top.
I've never heard those names before. I don't think he goes by those names.
No, those are types of other fish, people.
Huh?
Like we're watching as Greg is just like pinching the bridge of his nose and just like,
I can see none of this. I'm
really
short. I
hoping-
probably can't even see through the window on my door. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of trying to shout through it.
So, Tem, I was really, really hoping you were exaggerating with just how much of a handful these guys were.
I really could have explained that to you earlier, sir, but okay, I am still fairly drunk.
So
But I assure you, it was for a good cause, which was to try and keep people from getting out of control, which did not work.
and how is
Oh, God.
getting
All right.
run to help
Jeez.
keep the changeling?
Oh
in
no,
order?
no! I mean, first off, not a changeling, not at all. Just a, you know, I'm not entirely certain why he is. At first, I thought priest because of the whole praising cookfish thing. I assumed it was some weird god. But
Evil, the next time you tried to summon bugs, this time,
I made an intelligence or intelligence check to see is it a wise idea. You see the results.
Yep.
So yeah.
So, but you take 1 psychic damage as from lashback. So the gem glows again on the end of the string, and the guards are like, it's just like,
Beeble, stop trying to feed yourself cockroaches, please.
so just we watch as Greg looks in and is just like, Stop that.
God damn it.
Mr. Guard, sir. Would you?
You take three
Aren't you-
psychic damage. It's still no bugs. And it's just like at this point the gem again glows, except now we're so Tem, you definitely can see that it's glowing like close. It started off as a cheery yellow, as every time it's been flashing, it's been getting more orange and getting closer to red. It's like, and Greg's like, you really need to stop that.
Hey,
What?
you can tell he's gonna kill himself. You just let him do magic and let him eat.
I mean, it's not just. Can you please give him something to chew on or something, for the love of fuck? Because he's going to keep doing that.
All right.
Like,
So,
there's a chance he'll stop on his own,
Oh.
but you should.
Oh.
so can I look around and see some bugs
It's
in the
not
corner
dinner.
and try to nab them?
It's not dinner time. Okay, got it. Sorry.
There are no bugs. This is actually a really well kept dungeon section
Yep.
in essentially the guard HQ. So
Okay.
They don't want to deal with an infestation. Ew.
I just gotta know,
It's
like
red.
is Bebo almost dead right now?
Oh no, he's only taken a handful of damage. It's just if he did keep that up long enough, presumably there would
I
be.
mean, he's taken the most damage this session already from.
Okay, yes, but
I mean, granted, there's a new D3 added every time he does it.
yes. Now the multiplicative property going on here would eventually start biting people in the ass. So,
But Greg is just clears his throat loudly. It's like, okay, everyone just pipe down, and he looks back at me. Yes, it is not dinner time. You need to stop doing whatever you are doing because I'm pretty sure you felt that.
Yeah, it didn't feel really good at all.
Every time
feel
you do it,
really.
every time you do it, it's just going to get worse. To the point of if you do it 10 times, it'll just flat out kill you.
How many?
10. We haven't had anybody survive 10 attempts.
Yeah, it's feasible.
people, that's not a challenge. People know.
So
Oh, that's what I'm doing. Got it. Sorry.
I don't know what weird things the goblins did to you, but that's not a challenge to try and live past 10 shocks.
yeah, you should listen to your friend.
Oh God.
But
Oh God.
You just did it again.
so
Oh boy.
you managed to manifest half a bug. But you
Well,
definitely
actually, that was me misty stepping out of the jail beside them.
Oh boy.
You're gonna make
Oh God damn it.
No. Oh no, you're gonna get phased into the door.
Oh God.
You are a lucky SOB.
Oh God. Oh
By
God. Oh,
one.
fuck. Oh God.
But you are still going to get zapped, but you do manage to just right out in between the guards. But
Oh
you're
God.
taking 3d3
Oh.
as part of the lashback. You take 6 psychic damage as lashback.
Oh my God.
And I just said, man, it really sucks in there. Much
So
better out here.
The guards are like looking at him amazed, and Greg is just like quirking an eyebrow. It's just like,
Whew.
What
What do you
was that
put in
noise?
there? What do you put it? Hi, guys.
Hi, people. What just happened?
I don't know.
he just phased through my door.
Oh.
You need
So
to
wait,
go back in there, friend.
And
we watch as he draws a longsword, and we watch it start to glimmer a little bit.
Can I go in with my friends?
The 2 guards are like, it's like Greg is just like, will you stay in there and stop using magic?
Yeah.
I'll say, trust me, guys, this is the best case scenario for you.
I don't trust him.
It honestly can't be any worse than what's happening here right now.
So, it's at this point we hear. So we also see coming down the hall the tall elf mage, and she's quirking an eyebrow and it's just like, and why is that thing out of its cell?
You're really tall.
So Greg is like, without even looking at it, it's like, we're getting it dealt with. All right, I will let you stay in the cell with your friends, but you stay in there. You stop casting magic. Okay. So if you behave,
I start walking drunkenly, just sort of staggering, numb legs, and sort of bouncing off the walls a few times. Hi guys.
They let you into it. So the guards let you into the cell.
Well, now we have the Three Stooges in one cell.
Kind of flop on the ground, like leaning against the wall between them. It's like, hi guys.
So
it's much better in here.
So, and we hear the clack of the lock shutting. It's just like, and again, the elf woman's like, okay, I state again, what is going on? So the goblin, apparently phased through the door of the cell after how many attempts? And it's like the two guards are like they count on their fingers for a second. Four, and like Greg is like, apparently it was his fourth magic use attempt. So the elf woman is just like, very interesting. So, and then looks at you, Tam, is like, Hammer, good to see that you are well.
He just kept saying that he was hungry and he wanted to eat bugs. Bugs. That apparently was his use of magic. He wanted to bring upon a plague of bugs to eat.
Not a plague, that, like a handful at most, like a handful of peanuts, but insects. I don't think he could summon a plague without a lot of trying, and he'd probably eat most of the ones he tried to get.
Oh no, I can cover a person in them if I really want to.
Well, that's good to know. I did not know that, Beeble. That is, it's good to know.
Yeah, I bet I don't. It's kind of rude.
No, we appreciate your good manners and
yep,
civility and all that.
It at least seems one of them awake has a brain, perhaps.
Slightly. He seems to be sobering up slightly.
I mean, I wasn't that drunk. I've
Really?
been worse.
Really?
I'm a dwarf. Really? Of course I've been worse.
Really?
It's a little dog.
I was still conscious. I wasn't that drunk.
Dog.
It's a moot point.
Look, anyway.
But this is the same group that the tiefling came in with.
Yeah, how's Saris?
Saris is...
Probably not Saris right now.
Oh, it's the dick.
Yeah, it's the other one, isn't it?
Like, I am so glad my character has gotten across to everybody.
The two guards are like, how does someone wake up as someone else?
I haven't had time to study it proper, but there seems to be two souls in that one body for some reason.
I lean over to Garrick. Was that the right word for that?
I look down.
Okay.
Beeble, roll a perception check real quick.
One
man.
sec.
I can't wait
normal?
to talk again.
Just normal.
Perception?
Yep. You definitely notice that Garuk's head is smaller.
It's so cute. Adorable. Get a little baby bunny hat.
Like normally his head is like the size of a watermelon. Right now it's about the size of 2 cantaloupes.
Oh God. It has been a day.
Poke. Poke. Garuk, you are getting poked.
In your smaller than normal noggin.
Not magic. It's not like a. Oh God, here we go again. And I try to change into Garuk.
And you
Hold on. I'll make the save. Don't worry.
So is this just your illusion?
Yeah.
You pull it off fine.
Okay. I turn and it's like it doesn't do this, and I just kind of pass the illusion, pass my hands through the illusion. It doesn't do this. It must.
He was hit by some sort of potion, I think.
Hey, Beeble.
Uh-huh.
Remember that game we were playing?
No.
That sounds tracks with everything else.
Okay, then. I don't feel like reiterating.
Most curious indeed.
And I turn back into normal and I sit back down. Well, I hope it feels better.
So, well,
I'm glad that the swelling in your head's gone down.
Look, if you want, I can at least try and explain some of your questions.
Indeed. So,
I look at Darian and I say, I don't like talking to him directly, right?
What do you need me to... one moment, Mom. Just, sorry, I need to... Little interpersonal management here. What is it, Garok?
Just... Never mind.
Right, never mind. Apologies for the interruption, Mom.
So the Greg is just like... Turns to Hammer is like... They've been like this the entire time.
In all fairness, we were quiet until just a little bit ago.
You're still drunk.
Well, yes, of course. It's going to take me a bit longer than that to sleep off that much moonshine, but that's not the point here.
I don't think we're going to get much out of them when they're still so intoxicated.
If you just ask some bloody questions instead of judging us like a judge...
How did you all come together? I understand that you and people met in jail, but how did you collect the other people?
Hammer. So the elf woman's like goes up. It's like, don't worry, questions are coming. So Hammer, would you be so kind as to help escort? Is that a dwarf? I'm pretty sure that's a dwarf. Yes, that's a dwarf. That's the dwarf upstairs to the primary lecture hall.
The lecture hall?
Perhaps he'd like to hear my bagpipe tune.
So, I mean, feel free to entertain him.
Are you any good, lass?
It doesn't matter.
You'd be surprised.
So, just Hammer, just make sure he's conscious when I get up there, please.
Indeed.
I got a question. Is my room soundproof? Or am I still muted?
So we'll be getting to you momentarily. So
I just want to do obnoxious screams throughout
but yeah, so Greg looks over at the elf woman. It's like, Lady Proctor, you sure this is a wise idea? Normally the Grandmaster would like to have first crack. And the elf is like, I'm aware that he normally likes to have first crack, but the tiefling doesn't seem entirely stable.
No, that is a bit of an understatement, especially after. Well, admittedly, the whole thing with the detect magic, or whatever precisely that mage did to him, that's not normally how this works. So, yeah, unstable's probably a very good way to put it.
How does it normally work?
Normally, they get knocked unconscious by brute force. Or something along those lines. They're harmed in some way. They're pushed to some sort of stress limit. This is the first time that someone has cast a simple spell on them and they've spontaneously spurted blood out of their nose and passed out, to my knowledge.
What? Is she okay?
I mean, presumably, she's somewhat conscious because they were able to discern the whole he part.
Yes, so he definitely was a little out of it.
Yeah, he's not the nicest fellow.
Nor the smartest. But that seems to be a common theme with your merry band. Tim, if you would please.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yes, and you also resemble a Goliath with a tiny head.
Well,
Come along, Darian. Your accent, it sounds like it comes from the land of bagpipes. What is your favorite song of bagpipes? Perhaps you can teach me the song.
I feel like this is perhaps not the best time, and also
Oh, there's
I'm
always time for
musically
music.
gifted myself.
Sorry?
I'm musically gifted myself. I'll get up to a rowdy bar tune or two from time to time, but I never picked up any instrument in particular. I was more of a bookworm myself.
Well, maybe you can just hum a little ditty on the way up to the conference room we're going to.
Maybe over drinks later. I'm a bit more concerned about what's going on at the moment, if you please.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Come along. Come along.
As Hemmer leads Darian up the steps, just like we get a brief shot of Greg is like, you are one evil proctor. I hope you know that. It's like, and she's like, oh, it's nothing going to be permanent. So
Death is permanent. I'm just saying.
and then we
Not in this universe.
and then we pan back up to a very cramped observation room. As in Morgan, you are in a hospital gown.
Oh.
Complete with
Yeah.
no back.
Sexy.
Well, I do work the quads and the hamstrings and the buttocks quite a lot.
Aye, but in that body.
So, and there's a window looking into your room, and on the other end of the window, you can definitely see the two the older human men, magi, who seem to be writing in various notebooks. So, and chatting amongst themselves, but you can't hear anything.
Okay. Am I muted still?
So, as far as you could tell, you can hear yourself now.
Okay, cool. Hey! Hey! Ah, ah. Stupid human!
Oh, God.
You
And
stupid, tiny human mage wannabe.
So one of them rolls his eyes and gets up and looks up to the glass, and we watch as he takes a very familiar looking staff to the cast with little jangle bobs off the end of it, tap the glass, and he's like, Yes, what is it?
What are you writing?
Observations.
Well, you have to tell me.
Observations of an obviously insane tiefling.
Look, I don't know who this tiefling is. Okay, where's he at? Honestly, where's this guy at? Like, not me, not me. But guess what? I'm gonna rule this world one day, and I'm gonna end you.
So the mage looks at you as just like, you are a megalomaniac.
He's not wrong.
I want to persuade him to show me the notes.
All right,
All right.
show me your moves.
Okay. There we go. We'll roll persuasion. Where's the thingy at? Am I at a disadvantage because I already just called him an idiot?
Yes, you are.
Well,
Oh boy. Nope. That's no.
that's not happening.
So you tried to persuade him, and
Hey.
you are insulting the entire time.
Hey, buddy. Pea brain. Huh? Little tiny, pasty looking man. Yeah. How about you show me the notes? Because I'm your master and you belong to me. Huh? How about that? You give me the notes and I won't end your life like an idiot. Give me the notes.
Out of curiosity, is my 14 intelligence the highest in the entire party?
Yes,
My
yes, it
14
is.
intelligence is.
It's like I was afraid of that, but I wasn't entirely certain.
But
Come on, it's my personality that makes me dumb. It's not my
I know.
intelligence.
I know, and I love it. It's not a complaint. I just wanted to confirm that because I wasn't entirely certain.
I'm losing my shit with these rolls, man.
Yep. But
They are magnificently awful, yes.
the mage looks at you, and then we watch him just blatantly turn to his companion. Is just like, shows signs of increased aggression and grand delusions of power.
You let me do some magic.
Oh, I wouldn't
and-
recommend that.
Oh yeah? You think you can contain me? You think you can contain me?
Yes, we can contain you.
This is literally what has already happened and is currently happening.
I don't know about that. All right. Let's see. What can we do? How about I make you piss your pants, huh?
Oh dear God.
I'm gonna make you piss your pants.
Oh boy.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna do necrotic shroud.
Oh God.
Charisma saving throw at disadvantage.
Give me a good one, please, sweetheart. God damn. Oh man, at a disadvantage.
Morgan Sarah sounds like a rapper.
only when I'm antagonized.
But you make the hand gesture.
Well, Joe, I just want to say, necrotic shroud is a racial ability.
That is true.
Oh.
It's not a spell.
That is true. No, it is a racial ability. I apologize. It is the fallen Asimar ability, not a spell.
Okay, 1 second.
We could just do it once a day then, huh?
Yeah. No, I could, and then I have to take a long rest, which I'm assuming my comatose state can be considered a long rest.
I mean,
necrotic shroud.
Yep.
Can you
Basically,
pop the info into the chat?
Does that just click the chat button?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, look at me. I'm getting this. Yeah. I rolled a 14 intelligence. Doesn't mean I have a 14 intelligence.
That's fair.
yeah, you sprout the big spiritual wings or ghostly wings.
Yep. I mean, plus side, at least my charisma isn't 18 like it's supposed to be. Come on.
Which, coming out of a tiefling, is pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, actually, this effect coming out of a tiefling is pretty terrifying.
Okay. here's what happens. You attempt to manifest your necrotic shroud.
What's a 1D100 doing up there, real quick? I'm just so confused right now.
Don't mind it. And you try to reach into that place where that kind of energy resides in your soul. So that connection to the celestials that make up your being. And you don't find anything there.
No!
Awkward!
Dang
And in
it!
fact, as you reach into yourself, you feel strange. Again, that weird thing that you cannot put your finger on is very much forward in your mind now, as something's not right.
Hey, I got
God
this.
is forsaken.
So and
Where this might be going.
so and you it's and then on top of that, now is like you reach in and there's nothing there.
I don't have a soul.
And it's and it causes a mild spike of panic as it's just like you're like it's essentially like that, like the moment if you like lost your wallet and you're like, shit, did I leave it at the movies, did I leave it at the bank, kind of thing.
Except this is a little more analogous to, say,
I'm gonna have my character will be assuming that it is his patron leaving him and abandoning him, which has already happened, but he's refused to acknowledge it until now. And so, in my panic, I lay down face first into the cement or concrete or tile or whatever it is and just start crying like a little bee. Just this is it exactly. Ready, guys? Maybe I'll just
There you go.
full blown role play.
There you go. Good man.
Yeah.
And we laugh at your pain.
And thus I stay.
Okay. We have a party member has been reduced to a pool of tears on the floor.
Yeah? No, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Really grabbing onto that rapper thing, huh?
And that, folks,
Only thing I need now is just a bunch of drugs to drown my sorrows.
and
We
that,
can help with that.
and folks, that vision is where we're going to take a break.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen out there in Twitch land, thank you for following along with us. Soundwaves Ghost out there, Bacarius. Looks like Commander Root, Lurks, and Ousted Gesture, and Zenica Bear. I think that's close enough. But thanks for coming along for the ride. But we will be back in about 10 minutes here to continue on with the session and see where, where Morgan's existential crisis goes. Maybe Darian can actually get a story straight out so that way the Denzings of Knife Runner's hold might actually have knowledge of what's going on. Maybe he's going to be entertained by bagpipes, or maybe Tem is just going to just horribly abuse him. And
I mean, honestly,
maybe watch as Beeble bugs Garuk to death. So
For the guards.
This episode brought to us by Kleenex and mental therapy.
And the
Hopefully I sing a song in my bagpipe now.
The bagpipe of banshee slaying begins.
But yeah, so folks, we will be back in 10 minutes. Definitely take the chance to get up, get a drink, and we will be back with more Titans of Miran, a Dungeons and
Bye,
Dragons 5th
everybody.
edition adventure. See you
I
soon.
think I am officially out of character, not drunk enough for this shit.
And we are back. So thank you for
Hi, internet.
So we are back with Titans of Miran, Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition Adventure for Extra Life. This is also where I say, hey, folks, either in YouTube land or in Twitch land, check the doobly-doo below. There is, for Twitch, there is a nice little widget down there for donations. And for YouTube, there will be a link to the Extra Life page down below, so for donations. Again, it is a great cause. Extra Life is a fantastic charity. For those of you just tuning in, it's a charity dedicated to helping sick kids, pay for accommodations, pay for treatment, pay for entertainment for kids who cannot leave hospital. And the work they do is very important. So if you got a couple bucks, definitely consider throwing it their way. So every bit helps. But we return to our adventure after the camera has panned away from Morgan breaking down with the realization that something is definitely not right.
Hey.
Is your bra too tight?
You know what? I don't know how these things work, so kind of.
I was going to say, she wears leather armor. I'm not sure if she did the normal.
Well,
You know what they
No,
say about leather
he's
armor.
in a,
was
he's in a,
naked. They
he's in
put
a
her in a-
hospital gown.
Yeah, there is no bra.
Oh, so that means I have this weird weight in the front of my chest. It's just dragging me down. I don't know what's
That's
going on.
not helping. No, it's.
But instead, we pan to the primary lecture hall, in which we find Darian and Hemmer, exchanging hopefully pleasantries. ...
So, dwarf, you don't know any songs from your Highlands? Just you can't hum anything that. I mean, come on, nothing.
I've been
what did your
trying
mother
to for
sing
the
to
past
you
5 minutes, but every time you just say, stop making those weird noises.
What's weird noises? Hey, I'm trying. I'm
so
practicing
am I.
daily. Daily, I'm
look,
practicing.
And I know, I understand. I'm just saying that's my best rendition. I don't have much. Let me try again. Let me try. What am I at as minuses? Like, how sobered up am I at? I'm assuming I'm still at disadvantage.
You're no longer at disadvantage, but you're at a straight up -2 right now.
Cool.
You're getting to sober land.
Okay, so this is actually decent. This is actually a 15 performance. Damn, now I actually have to think of a song.
Oh, Danny boy.
It's like it kind of goes on. It's more of a shanty.
Your mother must have been really frightening. She really hummed that to you.
Oh no,
while
no!
You were trying to fall asleep.
No,
really bad?
No. Gin.
She gave you gin.
Hey,
to get you to go to sleep.
Traditional dwarven night. It's like I've heard humans drink warm milk to get to sleep. It's like that, but for dwarves.
Gin.
Hey, something nice and soothing.
Okay.
You don't want to give them whiskey right before bedtime because they'll be up for hours.
Okay. All right.
It was at this moment that the proctor enters the room. Oh, thank you, Garuk, for a $25 donation. Thank you so much, sir. So we
appreciate your support.
I gotta say, it's Titans of Miran Parenting 101. This is
yeah. But
please do not take dwarven
how we roll.
Heart is.
Yeah. But the proctor, the elven mage, strides into the room, and we watch as the door closes behind her. There's a couple ships out there. Appears to be a couple guards out there, as well as the normal to and fro of people passing through the halls. But the door closes behind, and there's a brief flash near the door and then, but the proctor does not heed it any mind, and she turns to you two and says, like, I assume everything is going well?
We're making
Turns out
cultural exchanges.
I'm a terrible music instructor.
Well, I mean...
I've learned disturbing things about his parenting, the parenting that he went through as a wee dwarf.
Oh, I thought you meant me raising. No,
No,
look, it's a dwarven thing. We're
anyway.
immune to we're more resistant to poison than you know. Never mind. You're not listening to me, are you? Never mind. Right. So, would you like to start with questions, or would you just like me to try and narrate everything that led up to now?
Let's start off with a few questions. So in the proctor, like, again, it's a full-size lecture hall. So, and I imagine you guys probably took seats in where the tiered seating. So it's like a closer to
probably near the front.
Yeah, auditorium is probably like just that kind of like
that classic college like half amphitheater style classroom that you see in movies. Yeah.
So I imagine you guys are probably closer in the front row, and she goes up and she sits on the front desk where the professor would normally be. So I suppose I should start with an introduction. I am name again. I am Proctor Dabilla, so of the Magi Order, and you are
Darren Cairnstone, priest of the Sullen God.
You're a long way from home.
Aye, my folk are used to traveling, though. What's left of us, anyway.
Indeed.
Well, with the parenting techniques he experienced, I suppose it would be a priest of the Sullen God.
What
Let's continue.
What he's referring to, Tam, is the dour god of the dwarves.
Yes, I've read about him.
But
nature nurture. Just saying.
But I imagine things were well in Cobalt Keep when you left.
Oh, aye, as far as I recall, nothing of any particular note, other than the usual things that I don't pay too much attention to. Politics, such.
So that makes you slightly better than the rest of your kind, I suppose. So, but we are detracting. So, I guess the good place to start is tell me more about this Beeble.
Unfortunately, Beeble is a rather mysterious little creature. We really only met him about 3 weeks ago. In the, what was the name of the goblin army? What was their organization? Yes. We were captured on a mission for the Brass Scripts and thrown into a Mog prison. We ran into him there. As far as we can tell, he was used as a test subject of some sort by the Mog, and he didn't understand really what was going on, to the point where once we left the Mog and found ourselves free of their direct influence, he seemed confused as to whether or not he'd ever see his, I hesitate to say family, because that certainly is not what it was, but it's about the only way he could seem to contextualize it.
So he has the intelligence of a child, you could say?
I'd say that's being generous some days. It's strange, though. He's not completely foolish, but he's not particularly intelligent either. He's an odd bag.
That is saying something. And I suppose you've seen the nature. You have probably more experience with the nature of his power.
Well, as I mentioned before, I originally thought it might be clerical in nature, some strange goblin god that I'd never heard of. Seemed a bit odd considering my studies, but it's been a strange couple of centuries. No, I'm beginning to suspect that he has some sort of pact with a powerful being that he calls cookfish.
So that's what he was referring to.
The only thing I've been able to understand so far is that he seems to be able to see some sort of fish when he gazes into fire. And that seems to be what he believes is blessing him. He doesn't really understand, I think, that he's casting spells or using magic when he does.
Interesting. Let's actually sidetrack for a moment. Or I suppose that change the subject entirely is probably more accurate. Tell me about your tiefling companion.
Well, they seemed like a pretty normal tiefling during the mission. Up until about... I don't even remember exactly what it was that incited it the first time. Something like an electric shock, I think, perhaps. But all of a sudden... no, that was it. It was a sleeping agent. We found some sort of alchemical substances that, when mixed together, created a sleeping gas as part of a trial in this ancient dwarven ruin we found ourselves forced to excavate, for lack of a better term.
For the Mog.
Yes, they were interested in the devices they found in there.
And what devices were down there?
Horrible things that I would not like to divulge if I do not need to, simply because they are the result of things blasphemous to me and to my God.
Mr. Cairnstone, I'm not sure you have a choice in the matter. As far as what we understand, you come into Nightrunner's hold with a goblin, one that can change shape, has a calling to some higher being, who has a connection to the Mog. The same group that forced you to explore ruins for their own ends. And in the meantime, you also have a companion who seems to be either suffering from the greatest mental break that I have seen in the last 300 years, or someone who is on a very, very short time frame.
How do you mean?
So, something was off about the tiefling.
Aye, that's putting it mildly, isn't it?
And became only more apparent when they awoke, claiming to be a completely different person than what Hemmer over here mentioned. Different mannerisms, different outlook, which makes me believe that someone has managed to forced two souls to reside in the same body.
Aye, that's about what I was assuming.
You as your profession, probably has some eyes of or knowledge of would be that this is abnormal, possibly, and even close to abhorrent by
Aye.
the nature of most things.
Certainly an abomination, but in all fairness, a fairly harmless one. Except perhaps to himself.
Well, unfortunately, the fact of the matter is that two cannot occupy one.
I was afraid of that. Unfortunately, we haven't exactly had time to research anything because about the moment we got into Knife Runner Hold is about the moment that racism does to everything to start spiraling a bit out of control.
You claim racism, but at the same time, the fact of the matter is that Beeble is a goblin.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not justified racism. Don't get me wrong.
What is this justified racism? I'm sorry.
Sorry, dwarves have their own background of racial problems. So
I get you. Sorry. Continue.
yeah, no, it's okay. As it's one of those sentences that outside of a fantasy context, and even in a fantasy context, is definitely questionable. Darren is not the most charismatic being on two legs. So he didn't really have a way of putting that subtly.
But as this conversation is going on, we watch as Proctor Tabella also pulls from a satchel what seems to be a small notebook. So and she opens it and looks in, and she squints a bit and raises an eyebrow. It's like, well, that's interesting. It seems things have accelerated a little bit faster than even I anticipated. Your tiefling friend seems to have had a breakdown.
What kind of breakdown, mental or physical?
Well, from what my assistant, and we're watching as she's reading, and the camera pans over her shoulder to watch as words are appearing in this journal.
Handy little notebooks.
So it's like, apparently he had a bout of megalomania and then attempted something and then suddenly just broke down crying on the floor. Which,
I've seen something similar to that from him before, but not that extreme.
Which, such a swing of mood and personality and unstable emotions
Aye.
is a pretty decent hallmark of the soul degrading.
Oh, so you think it's more than just the whole Lord of Darkness thing being megalomania? Interesting.
It could be. I don't know his history.
I'm
But
not
honestly, his behavior suggests that there's something more there that's supposed to be there to at least moderate him, but it's not.
No, that
present.
sounds about right. Unfortunately, as I said, I haven't had much in the way of spare time to look into these things, much less resources to do so. Any help that you could offer, if for no other reason than keeping a deranged megalomaniac off your streets, would be appreciated greatly, of course.
She snaps the book shut and looks at you and is just like, we don't work for free, but I think we can mutually help one another out. So, Tim, would you be so kind as to go down and tell Captain Greg to escort the rest of them up here. I believe it's time we have a discussion with the entirety of the group.
Arte. I shall go get them.
I just gotta say, it's about to go down.
Going downtown.
And we have a slight time skip forward as the rest of the party is assembled in the lecture hall. And Morgan, you find yourself sitting in the corner of the room, shackled, and under the watch of two of the magi. So this time it's
The large pile of paper towels on his knees to fall into.
But
he's got the hospital robe. That's probably fairly absorbent. All things considered.
No, it is not. I can tell you from experience that no, it is fucking not.
Well, yes, a modern one.
But two other magi have appeared. One of which is the same individual who originally did the detect magic from earlier with his little spectacles and staff, and then the shorter dwarven mage. So, and they're both watching Morgan like a hawk. So
That's fair. Seems fair.
They don't even know.
I have a quick question.
And
What are our charges? I'm fairly certain you can't hold us for more than 12 hours if you're not going to charge us with anything.
let's see here. Let's start with the small stuff, shall we? Drunk and disorderly, for one. So, public drunkenness, public nuisance. So, you've broken probably 6 to 8 different noise pollution laws, as
Probably
well as
disturbing the peace is probably in there, I would assume.
Yep, disturbing the peace, as well as conspiracy against Knife Runner's hold.
Well,
and accessory to an enemy of the state.
Well, I don't know about that one.
I mean, it's a bit extreme, but I suppose if you want the leverage, it works.
But I didn't.
No, just
Hand you a paper towel.
No. I will literally go over there and start patting him on the shoulder and going, shh.
I just want to take over the world.
We'll get you your own world later when we get home. It's all right. It's just just for right now. Just rest. Just
okay, minion.
All right. We get some good rest. We'll talk about ruling the world tomorrow when you feel better. Okay.
The two knucklehead guards are the ones standing by the door, and they're like, "Minion, rule the world."
I will, like, if I overhear
He's
them
on
like,
it.
at all,
He's on
I will
it.
look
He's
over
got
there
it.
and go.
But Greg is just like, yes, those are indeed the current charges, but at the same time, you all are a new level of either incompetent or stupid, which makes it very hard to believe that you guys are any sort of legitimate threat.
Aye, that's a fact. No, we're just... Honestly, it's hard to call us much of a group other than the circumstances that have forced us together. We're a bunch of...
Misfits.
What would be the best way to put it, Garok? You have such a good way with words for this sort of thing.
Dudes?
I'm in!
And ladies?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Never mind. It was worth a shot, though.
I think misfits is the more
You're
appropriate
looking
term.
for the term degenerates.
That has a certain sexual connotation that I was not going towards at all.
Sex? Somebody say sex?
No,
Does
down, down, Morgan, down. Stay.
Sorry,
What?
sorry.
What
Leave
is?
your pants on.
I'm gonna go back to crying. Excuse me.
Okay, for fuck's
I'm
sake.
gonna cover your face with paper towels.
Just-
Perfect.
honestly, I'm not sure why you thought bringing us all together to talk about this was a good idea. I'm a little perplexed at the logic, not going to lie.
One, I need to see your dynamic. Two, I don't really enjoy repeating myself. Which is
Well,
also-
I think you've seen our dynamic.
I can tell you the dynamic. It's I'm at the top. I'm the ruler. I'm the leader, and they're my minions. Except Beeble. Beeble's a toy.
Beeble, what are you doing?
He's eating
Summoning
bugs.
bugs to eat.
You summon half a bug, and the tingling had subsided a bit, but now it's definitely back.
Mm.
So,
Oh boy.
all right, well, here's the deal. One, despite how very much not a threat that we believe you are, this point still stands that you all have a association with the Mog.
Oh no. I mean, they're already here.
Babel, what?
I'm sorry.
Oh
what?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey,
How
Hey,
many of them, Babel?
hey, look, a platypus.
Platypus. Look.
Please be silent. The Mog are already here.
Well, I mean, that's what they were doing to me, and so many. I guess some others. I don't know how many, but there's some.
There's at least one platypus.
Is that our
Uh-huh.
code word? Is that our safe word? Is that our safe word? Platypus.
I mean,
Pineapples.
sort of, but I don't think Babel remembers it. You should really, really stop. It's also, if Babel's right and there are infiltrators from the Mog in this city,
Uh-huh.
Babel, would you be
Uh-huh.
able to help us find them?
I don't know.
But you would know how many, maybe?
I don't know numbers.
Right, that's a good point. You don't.
Hold up how many on your hands. Using your fingers. How many fingers equals how many? God damn it! Never mind.
Again.
Too much math. Too much math.
So
Can you
I
count them
don't
on
know.
your cheek?
I was never
How many?
Just
never
don't-
told. So, like they didn't really let me talk to many, but I know that they were doing it. I know that they were sending people to different places, like this place and other places, other human, like tall people places. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know much. They didn't tell me nothing. They just, they did their things, and I lived with them. And
But they all
Yeah.
do what you do?
I don't know. I mean, Cookfishes lets me do what I do.
So,
But something lets them do similar things. And they were trying to make you like them.
I mean, I was always called like a special case or something, but I don't know.
I'm gonna.
I know
welcome,
that-
I'm gonna walk over to Darren real quick and just like whisper in his ear, if that's allowed by the establishment at current.
They all are looking at you, but it's permitted.
Okay, I'm be like, convince them to let us hunt these goblins if they let us free.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know. I don't mean to like cause no trouble or nothing. I just, I do these things because it's fun. I don't.
I see.
I don't.
Well, we will start looking into it. Thank you for telling us.
Sure.
Would you be so kind as to send messengers elsewhere as well?
You
It
know
sounds
what?
like this is not a localized problem.
We will handle it. For now,
Thank
we need to focus on your case. You see, so out of your group, one of you is suffering from a major problem. And
Hey.
Sorry.
She looks
No, people,
right,
not you this time.
She looks right at you, Morgan. So it's like, and who am I speaking to now?
Still the same one, you stupid elf.
That would be Morgan, yes.
Morgan.
You know what? One day I'm gonna stomp on your stupid ears.
Morgan, stop helping us. Just let your minions take care of this. Rest.
That's because that's what champions of darkness do.
But as you can see, that your companion Morgan is more than a little unstable.
Morgan.
Okay, I'm gonna snap personalities really quickly.
Oh boy.
All right. Listen, elf lady, thing, mabob, whatever. I don't care. All right. I get the gist. I'm a little insane. Probably. Most likely. Don't doubt that. I mean, come on. Have you seen me lately? Yeah, got it. So, it seems like you have a Mog coming to you right now, which is fine. I really don't care. Because guess what? I'll just conquer them. They'll be my minions. And then I'll walk out of here scot-free. Or, you can let us go. We'll kill them for you. Defend this whole little hold that you have here that I'll eventually take over, which is fine because that's God's plan or whatever you want to believe in. At the end of the day, we'll walk out of here, you won't see us, and you'll still be alive. How about that?
You don't have that much time.
I don't care how much time I have. I am, from what you're saying, another soul and a completely different being.
Also probably dying. Or at least
Ah,
your soul's unraveling, and I think she specifically means that part is going to keep you from even hunting the Mog.
My patron will take care of me. I don't need you. How about you worry about yourself, huh? Worry about yourself.
Why were you crying in a puddle earlier?
She makes a motion, and the gentleman from before leans his staff forward, and as the little knickknacks on his staff get closer to you, you don't feel very good at all. You feel staticky, and you lose focus of the world for a moment.
You better put that shit away from me. I'm about to murk you, bro.
So, and make a dex save, please.
All
At
right,
at
yes.
disadvantage.
That's what I love to do.
Is really not helping anybody. Oh dear God.
Do I get the double snake eyes again? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Do I get a bonus?
That's not a good thing.
You go to like do a hand gesture, and we watch as you just slump face first into the stone floor, and we hear a small crunch as your nose makes contact with the floor.
Yes, and here, Exhibit A. World Champion of the Darkness.
Look.
Come on, dude. Yeah.
Look,
How
he's
much
going
damage
impressed.
am I taking?
And you're honestly not helping the situation.
Oh wait, am I back awake or am I unconscious right now?
You're still awake.
Okay.
You're having but like right now the world is spinning super
You know what?
hard.
Darren, as second command,
Mm.
do the thing.
Yes, thank you, Morgan. Yeah.
Your
I'm on
friend
this.
is reacting to reacting to the shards of crystal left over in some various artifacts recovered. Which I have a hunch that I think I know what you may have found in that dungeon down there.
I'm not unwilling to discuss it completely. I would just rather anyone not get any ideas about using some of it.
Oh, don't worry. It's something that we keep a very tight lid on. But the upper echelons of academia aren't completely blind to the presence of soul gems. And
Not
their
terribly
use
surprised,
and their use and their production.
Hey.
But your friend seems to be having a very adverse reaction to anything that tugs on a living soul, which seems to indicate that the souls present in the body are fraying at an alarming rate, and probably being in wherever you were, and the nature of the items you were dealing with have not done them any favors. And this is also when she makes a motion, and the dwarven gal moves forward and opens and brings out the black soul gem that Saris has been carrying around this entire time from the one that you did not destroy.
Put that damned thing away now!
You are in no position to make any
for your own good, and you know it.
I am very aware of what this is.
Then it doesn't need to be out here right now.
So she looks at you and quirks an eyebrow and says, like, if you know what this is, why did you let them keep it?
We sought to destroy it. We sought to put what souls remained in it back in their proper place.
So she makes a motion, and the dwarf mage tucks it back into his satchel. So it's just like being this close proximity for as long as you were, which, from what I was hearing, was about 3 weeks, has degraded the soul's connection to the body. Morgan is experiencing additional instability, as well as the entity known as Saris. And at the rate that they are degrading, they will not last another moon.
Right, so let's stop all this fucking pussyfooting around. You have your leverage over us. We're aware of the leverage. What the hell do you want from us?
Yeah.
Morgan, stop helping.
All right.
And give him another paper towel.
A very important project has gone missing. One that is of a very sensitive nature for the security of my firm's hold. It was supposed to have been transferred from the Mage Guild in scripts. Scroll down in my script. So in the On's Rest, but it has never arrived here. The last we heard was that it reached the checkpoint in Stillwater, and then went from there, just poof. So normally the Mog are our first suspects, but they are further. Their reach is far more towards the west. So originally, I suspected that your presence with Beeble may have been linked, but honestly, you are all so far incompetent that it boggles my mind that you even made it to Knife Runner's Hold in the first place. So.
Yes. You've insulted us enough. Move on with it.
So here is the ultimatum. We will turn you loose to go to figure out where our project is gone. And I see Beeble's mouth moving, but I don't hear anything.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand. You're like the head of the human Mog. Okay, it makes sense now. Okay.
No, I am just a mere proctor.
Stick that up your pipe and smoke it.
Please do not argue with people. It does not work. Save yourself the time and effort.
Like you're telling everybody things to do for you, or you'll throw them in like the tiny rooms and take stuff away if it displeases you. Yeah,
and honestly,
you're like the Mog.
He kind of has a point.
Yeah, you're like the Mog.
You're like the pot calling the kettle black.
I merely have the security of Knife Runner's Hold, and it's in my best interest.
What'd you say? Did you say Mog Runner's Hold?
Knife Runners. But ideally,
you like this everywhere?
You go out and you find where the project has gone. So recover it. It should be in a single wagon. So it was part of a train, but only one wagon actually contains the important parts.
And I have a question. This is me. I changed my stature to look like the one anime character with glasses on that wants to be super cool. So I have a question. How long ago did this wagon or project go missing?
It was supposed to arrive last week. Normally 3 days, anywhere from 2 to 3 days delay is normal.
So you want us, a couple of random people you know nothing about,
know nothing about except how incompetent we are.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. Look at that. That's why you're the second in command of my minions. Anywho, so you want us, random folk who are too incompetent to even find their way to your glorious hole. Sorry. To find a wagon that's been missing for a week, give or take, to find an item that has probably been smuggled west. Who owns the west again? It might be the Mog. I think you have more important things to deal with than getting us to do your dirty work. You might want to do some I don't know.
Hold on.
I could just let you die. And I could just hang the lot of you.
That's kind of the thing. He's kind of giving us an out here. Here, I'll make you a deal. You let us free, and I'll even let you assign your guard over there to watch over us while we go on this mission.
Oh,
And
Hammer is
we'll-
going with you either way.
That's what
Perfect.
I was gonna offer.
Okay, fine. But the real thing I want to get at here is what's in it for me.
Survival?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
freedom.
die. I'm gonna die
Freedom?
within a moon, anyways. So what do I get out of this?
No, that's. You
If
explain.
If you do this, then we have a way that could stabilize you. It is not the most comfortable of processes, but
I
we
mean,
can
you've been
do-
doing nothing but torturing me this whole time, so I doubt that it'll be any more uncomfortable.
But
I'm gonna scoot over to Morgan and be like, "Human centipede."
but we
You
can
know
pretend-
what? Hey, hey,
I am
It's,
hungry.
it's a new era, baby.
know.
No.
but
People know.
we can potentially give you a new body.
Okay. That's fine.
Are we all in agreement?
Yeah, let's take this. Let's take this quest.
Can
Real
somebody-
question
can
though.
somebody
Last
grow my-
question.
Can somebody grow my head? I'm sick of talking like this.
And she just like she pinches the bridge of her nose, and then we watch as she reaches into her pouch and pulls out a amulet of some sort, and with a gesture, your head resizes back to where it's supposed to be.
That's a lot
You also
better.
feel stone cold sober, as well as Darren feels stone cold sober, and then the creeping hangover starts creeping in.
I got
But
one
he
last
was
question.
so cute with the little head. I mean, it was adorable.
I don't
got-
Just want
know.
to pinch his little cheeks.
I got one last question though. I got one last question for your boy. You know.
Questions go.
All right, we're gonna do all this for you. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm gonna get a new body, even better.
Smoking.
How about dinner sometime?
I'm taken. Thank you.
All the good ones are taken, man. All right, let's move out, minions.
But
God.
there is one additional stipulation,
Hey.
and it's
Shit.
for your own safety. As she stares directly at Morgan. Morgan or Ceres, whoever is, for the lack of a better word, driving the wagon, must not touch the copper casket that is in the wagon.
Of course.
So
I consider myself unsurprised, considering what you already know about these artifacts. But fair enough. Just let
Fine.
your minions handle the heavy carrying.
I would not touch it, even if it would save my life. I do not do physical labor, even though I have a
Bullshit.
wonderful strength of 16.
Tune in next time when Morgan decides to hump the brass box.
but yeah, but
It's
so
not that
but
hard.
the proctor is just like turns to Greg, is like, go ahead and bring their equipment out of lockup, and Hammer, you will be paid double the normal rate for making sure these misfits don't cause any trouble. But I'm glad you all see the positives of this arrangement. So, Mr. Cairnstone, we'll have to talk about it in the future, but I would suggest maybe gathering your equipment and gaining any additional supplies that you may need and making out post haste.
One small request.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you can provide to help Beeble here from causing much of a stir with the rest of the populace?
Big bag of bugs.
No, that would not be helpful for him to be munching a bag of bugs out in public, would it?
Yeah, it would.
No. No. People, the fact that
Love
you are a goblin is already causing problems.
So
A goblin randomly eating bugs out of a bag would cause further problems while we were gathering, and you've stopped listening to me, haven't you? Okay.
she
Oh, what?
So-
Sorry, huh?
No, it's okay, people.
she smiles a little bit and then gestures, and then the male mage comes up to Beetle, and we watch him kind of pick through his dangly bits on the staff, and he takes one off. It's like it almost looks like a brass keychain with what appears to be some small amethyst or sapphire on it. And he waggles his fingers a little bit at it, and then he essentially he clips it to Beeble's ear, in which then we watch as Beeble's shape kind of just shimmers for a moment before where Beeble was sitting is now a rather lanky half-orc.
That'll serve, I suppose.
What?
Don't worry about it, people. It's taken care of.
The charm should last about a week, maybe 2. So it is not a eternal fix, but should be enough for you to get your supplies and proceed out on the job.
Indeed.
So,
Appreciation for your help.
Yeah. And as a consolation, anything else found while in the field, whether it be items from the other wagons from the train, or any spoils recovered from those who may have stolen our project, feel free to keep.
As long as you get the brass chest.
Copper.
Copper, sorry.
Yep.
I always get those mixed up.
And with that, our camera pans away out the window, and again looking at this complex here in the Steel District as we bring today's session to a close. But what a ride. So a lot more shenanigans, but I think this has been a very interesting roleplay heavy episode.
Yeah, a whole session with no combat, and I was like, with that conversation between you and Darian, I was fucking captivated. I was in.
Oh, glad you enjoyed.
Honestly, I'm so happy. That means that I don't get murked in 5 seconds of combat and get knocked out again. So great. So great.
You'll have your chance. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. I'm only the champion of darkness.
You're conscious, and you're somewhere you can buy gear.
I'm so happy. You have no idea, bro. I have nothing, dude. I have nothing that benefits me at all in this kit.
I know.
Oh my god.
Finally.
I just got a new spell called I'll link it. It's called Cloud of Daggers, and I cannot
nice.
I have that one as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait to use it. Oh.
Yeah, warlocks get some fun stuff.
So we got to go to a tavern. I got to break a glass and take it all. I don't know where I can
I don't think we're going back to any of the taverns. That didn't end well.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, okay, one tavern. There's one tavern we could probably send you to that'll end well. Ish. There might be a bar brawl regardless because it's that kind of tavern. But beyond that,
I just need to find some broken glass. I guess we can go to I don't know what other places would have glass. An alchemy shop? I can go to an apothecary.
Either
I'm
that or
just
arcane
imagining the
focus.
You could also ask Beeble. I mean, he has it.
That's a fair point. Yeah, no, broken glass should be easy enough to get your hands on.
Do I need an arcane focus? I don't think I do. Do
It
I?
helps, but you don't. But
It's one of those things. If you use material components,
Hey, right, Joe's trying to end the stream.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But we'll discuss some things. But I think one thing for the players here that I will say here on stream is that I will definitely. I think in between sessions is when you guys can go ahead and shop. So go ahead and figure out how you are divvying up your war chest. For Miss Marcia, you will be getting some starting gold. I will tell you how much of that here shortly. So just so we'll get everything situated. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the season 2, episode 2 of Titans of Miran, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. We are doing this for Extra Life. Once again, check the doodly-doo down below for the link. It is a wonderful charity. Seriously, it would be a big help to just even throw a little bit of money that way. But
Somebody match my donations, I dare you.
But for now, let's do some chapters, and we're going to start off with David over here. So, David, who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you if you wish to be found?
I'm David. I'm not doing much at the moment, just kind of hanging out this spring and letting myself rest. Pretty much, as far as internet stuff is concerned, you can find me right here and elsewhere I lurk. Quietly. Don't really have any projects or anything going on at the moment, so. Although I am considering, I have some ideas for a one-shot to do for the stream at some point.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk about that after.
Do it.
Okay, and then let's jump up to Beeble, Mr. M up there. Who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you if you wish to be found?
Oof. Well, this week I'm in one state. Next week I'm in another state. The week after that I'm in another state, and then the next weeks after that I'm in a completely different country. So good luck. Yeah, I travel a lot for work. I'm fighting off a bit of travel crud right now, which is why primarily I've tried to stay a little quiet, except when absolutely necessary.
But
But
coronavirus, is it?
no, it's just head cold.
Oh God! It's contagious over the internet now.
No, I don't have much of an internet. I don't have much of an internet presence otherwise, but yeah, I'll probably be running a game here on this stream at some point, but much like David. So yeah, stay tuned.
There's an Arthur. There's an Arthur
He's
in
an
that window.
angry kitty. Sorry, he wanted some attention, so I decided to give him some attention, and he's mad at me now.
Internet attention.
Curious about what's happening. All right, I'll let him go so we can move on.
All right, we move on to Miss Marcia up there. Who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you if you wish to be found?
I don't really wish to be found on the internet. I'm relatively a private person, oddly enough, for everything that I do. But yeah, just busy with cats and costuming 2 shows right now. So I will be increasingly panicking as time goes on to try to get everything done. But hey, it'll happen.
Do you ever make costumes for the cats?
I don't have time.
No, that's.
I have bought on clearance costumes, so yeah, I could totally costume my cats, but they don't particularly appreciate it. But yeah, I actually have a lot of goofy costumes for the cats. It's a lot of fun.
Just when you put those things side to side, it occurred to me. It's like, when Christmas we took one of my buyers, we went over to their house for Christmas and just put every costume I have of cat costumes on her cat. That cat was so annoyed by the end, but it's a great breed, so tolerated it fairly well. So.
And I'm just thinking, one of these streams, we're just going to start seeing goblin cats, just cats in little red caps and just jumping around your furniture in the back. So
I know, yeah, they've been, the door's open tonight, so they've been in and out tonight exploring.
Oh God.
Yeah, I watched
friendly neighborhood Beeble Cat.
Yeah, I watched one of them just drop off your your
Yes.
sewing machine.
That made me laugh. I was like, ah. Yeah, that made me laugh.
So, but once again, it's a pleasure having you here. So, but let's move on to Evan. So, who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you if you wish to be found?
Sorry. I am Evan.
He's practicing being world champion of darkness.
I am the world champion of darkness. I can be found right here. Roaming around Rapid City. I am an insurance agent by day, an extreme gamer by night. Season 2 of Call of Duty started, so I have to go and have no life and shoot kids, I guess. Not literally. not literally.
FBI guy watching our stream.
Just in case.
In a video game.
I don't need anybody coming to my house. But
it's
no.
Call of Duty, so the kids are probably winning anyway.
That's very true. I'm not that great.
I'm terrible.
But
Damn squeakers.
I found a game from my childhood that got re-released under a new maker. It's called Nine Dragons. I am a huge MMORPG fan, and so this is a super grindy game, and I'm super excited for that. But yeah, other than that, I kind of keep to myself and rage at my monitor.
As one does.
As one does. Oh, and I do a couple of photo shoots here and there.
Yeah. Excellent.
Nice.
And last, but very much not least, is Mr. Crackshot.
I suppose I'm the only one with the online presence, I guess.
A little bit.
I've got a podcast out there called Convince Me, the Supernatural and Conspiracy Theory podcast. Season 1 wrapped up. We're talking about doing season 2. We're not sure yet. So if you haven't checked it out, check that one out. And if you're in the Rapid City area, I will be playing drums for the band Night Noon at Joe's Place, which is very fitting. Sometime in March. I'm not sure. Keep an eye out.
To clarify, Joe's Place is presumably a venue and not our
not Joe's
apartment.
There's not enough room here for a drum set, let alone the entire effing band.
But I
At
figured
3
I should
a.m. in the
mention-
morning, it's your alarm clock.
And that's
How about
when the GM leapt from the window.
Well, I mean, that's assuming the cat didn't kill them first. I mean,
yeah, but wonderful. Thank you so much to my cast for being wonderful humans to come and enjoy this with me as my doobly-doo is doing weird things as I try to open the calendar. But I am Jodo1025. I obviously stream here, and I actually have another series for my Extra Life series that has just gone live called Operation Cathedral, which is in the Call of Cthulhu system. So it is based on the Cultist Simulator game. So in the lore behind that, and my cast for that one including myself, are all complete rookies to Call of Cthulhu. So we are having fun, mutually exploring and
being paranoid of each other.
And learning the system and learning how things work. So you can check that out, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Stop being the butt. Yes, you're going to stop being the butt. On the 22nd of February. So once again, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you can also normally find me on Lucas G Varieties channel over so on Sundays for either Macross Plus or for Blades in the Dark, which are both series are that we are thoroughly enjoying. We're entering our last seasons of Blades, and I play a dirty rotten scoundrel. But yeah, for now, I thank every one of you who has come out to at least check us out for a little bit time. So Etten, Bacarius, Commander Root, Giza, Pants Flag, Zenikaper, Scythe, and here's a. Apparently that list has shortened, but I know Soundwaves goes.
I'm Pantslag, by the way.
Yeah, but
Aha!
yeah, but the viewer list apparently is a little bit short because I know there were other names on there earlier, including Mr. Soundwave's Ghost. But thank you for tuning in, folks on YouTube land. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. Once again, check out the doobly-doo down below. It's wonderful. It also will have the link to my Discord server where you can stalk me and a couple other members of the cast, as well as, just chill, hang out, maybe find other players to play a game with. So, but for now, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and we wish you a very good night, safe travels, and, well, don't let the Beeble bite. So,
Just keep in mind exactly what level